It's 2023, a new year, and most importantly, the centennial year for Disney Animation Studios. That's right, we are kicking off 100 years of Disney animation, and we are celebrating here on the channel in style because we are going to the all-new Disney Animation Immersive Experience here in Toronto, Ontario. Welcome to Teacup for One. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and that is right, friends. Today, we are back in Toronto, Ontario, as made famous by Disney Pixar's Turning Red. And today, we are going to be among the first people to get to experience the brand new Disney Animation Immersive Experience. Now, if you haven't heard of the Disney Animation Immersive Experience, this was dreamt up by the same geniuses who gave us the Van Gogh Immersive Experience. I think there's also been a Moana Immersive Experience, a Nutcracker Immersive Experience, a King Tut Immersive Experience. Like, if you watched season 1 of Emily in Paris, they go to the Van Gogh one. And the whole idea is that you just go into this beautiful room, there's hundreds of projectors, and they just throw you into an immersive experience, hence the name. Now, I did go to the Van Gogh Immersive Experience last summer. I'm very excited to see how the Disney Immersive Experience is going to compare to the Van Gogh Immersive Experience. I've seen a few things online. It looks like there's going to be a giant room before we go into the main room where there's a ton of photo ops, like a giant inflatable or plush Mickey. And cherry on top, I've heard rumors that there's a gift shop, and Canada just lost all of its Disney stores, so I'm going to take what I can get. Now, I do still have like a half hour or maybe even 45 minutes before my assigned ticket time, but it's cold and I'm excited. So let's just go in the building and see what happens. Here we go. Immersive Disney takes place here at 1 Yonge Street. But this is what I learned the hard way when I came here for Immersive Van Gogh. 1 Yonge Street is a massive building. Like, look at it. Look at it. Like, they got a lot more going on here than just the immersive show. And so you would think the way to get in would be next to this giant sign that says 1 Yonge Street, and through these doors that also say 1 Yonge Street, but no. Because the entrance that we're actually looking for is around the corner. So if you are going to Immersive Disney, don't go through that entrance. You're going to walk a little bit down this street, which is Queen's Quay. It's spelled like Queen's Quay. Don't let that throw you. You're going to get right to the corner of Yonge and Queen's Quay. You're going to turn right, walk north for like a block, and then that is the magical entrance that we're looking for. If you get lost, look for the freshie. All right, let's go. And then lo and behold, I guess the Toronto Star still is here. You're going to find this nice big sign that says Toronto Star, and then right there is where the magic happens. All right, we just walked into the building. There's Encanto music playing, and there's also a giant inflatable Mickey. I need a picture. Hold on. So we have just moved past the giant inflatable Mickey. We are in the gift shop area, but we're going to wait to explore this until after the entire experience. One thing that's kind of cool, I don't know how to explain this, but it smells like Disney in here. Clearly, Disney spared no expense, and they sent the fragrances to Toronto. Oh, I want to look at all the cool stuff, but we'll do that after. All right, we just scanned in. Now I have a premium ticket, and what that means is that I got this fancy wristband. Now, from what I understand, the wristband is going to light up a little bit and interact with elements during the show. We have like half an hour or 45 minutes to just explore this really cool pre-show area. The other cool thing with the wristband is that it tells the people on the way in that I am entitled to a cushion rental so that I can sit on the floor if I so desire. And then on the way out, I get a print. The wristband, it is the key to magic. Now, when I heard that there was going to be a wristband, I thought it was going to be like a full-out Magic Band situation. It's not. It's like just a little LED light thing held together by a ribbon. But it's pretty. It does the job. But now, let's explore the pre-show room. So when you first enter, you're first greeted by Mickey and Walt and that classic quote about it all started with a mouse. And then this very first room, we get this beautiful photo op with all these sketches of classic Disney characters. And then right over here, oh my gosh, I just realized, hold on. The animation is coming to life. That is so magical. Now, I've seen this desk in like a ton of Instagram posts and TikToks. I was almost positive it was a photo op that you could like sit at the desk, but there are these signs that say animators only all others please keep off the platform. I'm not an animator, so I don't get to sit at the desk, but I can look at it, and it's beautiful. Now, clearly we are in an age of Encanto, so there is a lot of Encanto representation here, which I'm not complaining about. But another thing that's really cool is that here in the desk, we have all of these The Art of Insert Movie Here books, like those beautiful coffee table books just on display. I adore it. And I can't get over how magical this is. Another really cool detail is right here. Just have this reference sheet for all the different eyes, noses, lips, all the different features for, I don't know what character that would be. Like, it's clearly Pocahontas up on top, but I'm seeing some eyes that look like they might be Maleficent or something. I'm curious if this is an actual document from a production or if it was just created for this display. You know what, looking at all of these beautiful sketches on the walls, I'm seeing a lot of animal representation, but no Figaro. The original Disney cat not being represented. My new goal for today, I need to find at least one instance of Figaro representation while we're here. But anyway, let's go into the next room because I actually just discovered where that quintessential Disney smell is coming from. Behold, Anna and Elsa, whatever, over here, they're selling popcorn. I gave into the concessions, the Disney magic, if you will, and I just spent $17 on a large popcorn. I hope it's good. Really cool storyboard exhibit behind me where you can flip between seeing storyboard sketches and then seeing what that frame looked like in the finished film. It's interactive. It is so much fun. They've got one for Sleeping Beauty and they've also got one for Frozen. Or maybe it's Frozen 2. I don't know. They both have images of Anna looking sad. Let's pick a Frozen and that's what you got. Out of all the walls and all of the exhibits on the walls here, I think this one has to be my favorite. It is the art of effects. So it's focusing on different animation effects, but the focal point is the Cinderella dress transformation, which Walt Disney apparently said that was his favorite piece of animation. And maybe that swayed my opinion of it, but I think it's gorgeous. And just being able to see the individual drawings, and then seeing how they come together, it is beautiful.
The show will begin in 10 minutes. Please make your way into the Disney Animation Vault.
Oh my god, we get to go into the Disney Animation Vault!
The show will begin in 10 minutes. Please make your way into the Disney Animation Vault.
It's time to go in the vault. Okay, we have crossed the threshold into the vault. I have my rental cushion. I think we're about to turn the corner and see magic. My wristband has started glowing. Alright, now I think the pre-show room is available and open like this for probably about 15 minutes before the show actually starts. So you can just kind of stroll through and see all these beautiful projections of Disney artwork. So I think the overall vibe that they're going for with this here is like you're walking through an art gallery before the whole room comes to life. Now, I'm not sure if both rooms are going to have the exact same show, but I will say that this room, the room that has the platform and the stairs that you can walk up, this room is significantly more crowded.
Hi, pals. Now, I'm nominating everybody make a wish and throw that wish into the sky. 1, 2, 3.
That was 53 minutes of pure Disney magic. There were bubbles like 3 times. Like I'm gonna give you a full review once I get home, but that was, that was a little bit of Disney magic that I've been missing since I haven't been able to go to Disney for like 3 years. But it's not over because there's still a gift shop. Since I had the premium ticket, I was lucky enough to get this beautiful print, which is a lot bigger than I expected it to be. It's really good quality. I'll give you a better look later, but obviously we have to browse the gift shop. Wait a second. I have to get this. One thing that I absolutely love is that they have these beautiful postcard collections. So it's 100 postcards in each set. This one is the Art of Disney. They also have one for Frozen. They have one dedicated to princesses. And it looks like each postcard, it's a different image and it's a mix of stills from the film. But also, at least for the Art of Disney, they have some beautiful pieces of concept art. And according to the back of the box, some of it is concept art that hasn't been published or released before. And I love that. I've actually seen something similar, if not this exact thing, on sale at Disney World. It is kind of exciting to me that they have legit Disney World merchandise available to me here without having to pay Shop Disney. So I just found something else that's really exciting. You might remember that when we went in to the pre-show room, there was that animator's desk that had all those beautiful coffee table books about like the art of insert Disney film here. Well, they have all of those books here available for sale. I see what they did there. They planted the seed in my brain, and now I want all of them. So we have the art of Tangled, the art of Frozen 2, the art of Frozen, Zootopia, and Moana. Out of all these, I feel like I would go for Tangled. And yeah, this is exactly what I thought it would be. Like, they've been publishing books like this for years, and it's just a beautiful insight into the creative process, and then a ton of beautiful concept art for the characters. I love this. How much is it? $42.50. Okay, I just discovered this book and I love it. So this is Mickey All-Stars, and it's about Mickey visiting a funhouse, but then through funhouse magic, he falls into a bunch of different alternate dimensions. And as he goes on the adventure, it's illustrated by all different artists in all different styles. Like, look at this. I adore this. Oh, and then at the very end, you get a beautiful lineup of all the people who created this book. And you get to see how all of them have interpreted Mickey Mouse. All right, and that is it, friends. We are exiting the Disney Immersive Experience, and yes, I bought merch. But now we have to make the long drive home, and then I'm going to give you my full review once we are back in Teacup Studios. See you there. I'm walking back to the car, and this thing is still glowing, and I don't know how to turn it off. Oh, and also, to the absolutely lovely people that I met this evening, thank you for asking me about my channel. I hope you're watching. I hope you subscribed. And also, to the lovely lady that I met who said her kids didn't want to go with her, I went with my mother, so you should go with yours because she seemed absolutely delightful, and the magic of Disney brings families together. Okay, but now for real, we're going back to the studio for my review. All right, we're in my car, and this damn thing is still glowing. I don't know how to turn it off. Okay, off we go. All right, we are back. Of course I brought you a present. Come on now. Speaking of segues, before we get into the full review, let's do a quick merch haul of everything that I picked up at the Disney Animation Immersive Experience. Now, first off, I know I already showed this when I was at the experience, but this is a better look at the print that I got as part of having a premium ticket. It is beautiful. It's on 11 by 17. The print is immaculate, and I just love the image because I think this is a great representation of what the Animation Immersive Experience actually was. Because actually I'm realizing now that these are the 5 films that were like most heavily featured in the show. pretty well all of the Disney animated classics are represented in some way, shape, or form, usually through montages, but these 5 films had full numbers from their respective movies brought to life. So we opened with the Lion King sequence, which was absolutely immaculate on that massive wall to see the Lion King sunrise. Oh, just chef's kiss. Of course, we knew there was going to be an Encanto scene. The Tangled scene with the lanterns was beautiful. And then Moana and Frozen, we knew it was coming. Frozen made for such a wonderful finale. And I'm so happy that they went with Show Yourself over Let It Go. That was a solid move. Good job, Lighthouse Immersive / entire creative team. Next up, from the gift shop. First of all, shout out to the gift shop staff because, like, they wrapped my purchase like it was a Christmas present. And that, as the holidays are coming to an end, that's just a little bit of added magic that I appreciated. Okay, so I outright said I was going to buy this, and I delivered. The Mad Hatter's Tea Party Little Golden Book. How could I not get something commemorating the Disney teacups? It has actually been years since I've owned or looked through a Little Golden Book. And I feel like they've kind of reemerged over the years as like Disney collectibles have become a thing and as people my age are starting to get nostalgic. And the artwork in this is a lot of fun. And what was really cool is that the Little Golden Books were so affordable. They were like $5 or $6 each. And that was something that was really great that my mom actually pointed out about the gift shop, was that they had souvenirs for pretty well every price point. So if you did go with a kid or with a bunch of little kids and they all wanted something, you could like get 3 or 4 kids a Little Golden Book without breaking the bank. And I think that's kind of uncharacteristic of Disney merchandise, but I think it's pretty special and worth noting. And it also meant for me, I was able to get a fun extra souvenir for under $10, and I enjoy that. Alright, and next I went for the Art of Disney 100 postcard collection. Now I was a little bit torn because I didn't know if I wanted to get this set or the Princess collection. I mean, looking at the movies that were listed on the back of each one, I felt like the Princess collection had more movies that I personally love, but I felt like those postcards specifically were going to be more focused on the princesses themselves over the movies, and I wanted like a broad spectrum of different movies and different art represented in my 100 postcard collection, so I went for this. Now I'm not going to show you all 100 postcards, but like, let's just take a look at, oh my gosh, look at this. I don't know what I was expecting because it does like fully tell you that you're getting 100 postcards, but I'm mildly overwhelmed at just having like 100 loose postcards to rifle through. Let's just pick some at random and take a look. Let's see. Oh my gosh! Okay, like this isn't even editing. This is the first postcard that I turned to, and it is gorgeous. This is concept art, presumably, of Rafiki. Look how beautiful Rafiki is. Oh my gosh. Oh, and it also gives you some great artist credits at the back. Like it says Lion King 94, visual development by Joe Grant, acrylic, colored pencil, and India ink. I love this. I'm only one postcard in. This is everything that I'm all about. Like, give me something that's going to celebrate gorgeous Disney art, and then just crediting the artist as well as the medium at the back. Oh, I'm never sending these. I'm going to frame these. You know what? I feel like I'm going down a rabbit hole, and it would be so easy for me to just spend the rest of this video showing you these postcards, and that's not what you're here for. But if you do want to see what else is in this postcard set, let me know. Maybe I could do a bunch of shorts, because those get more views than these videos do. Okay, now, just while I'm putting this away, I will say, like, not that the people who engineered this at Disney are going to watch my video or change their design. Just be aware that once it's opened, there's not really any way to keep it closed. So you can't display it upright without the fear of all 100 postcards cascading out. So just something to keep in mind. Let's talk about the stuff that you should know before going to Immersive Disney. Or rather, let's talk about the stuff that I wish I knew before I went to Immersive Disney. Your ticket is going to say that doors open 20 minutes before the start of the show time, and then they'll say plan to arrive half an hour before the start of your show time. But this is my special piece of advice from me to you. Arrive 45 minutes before showtime. Even if you're ambitious, arrive an hour before the start of your showtime. Because if you're like me and you want to breathe in absolutely every single moment, you want to allow the extra time to wait in a line so that you can take a picture with that giant inflatable Mickey. That can take, like, maybe, who knows, 5 to 10 minutes. You want to allow some extra time to browse the gift shop if you decide that you want to do that before you go into the main show. But most importantly, you want to be able to get into that, like, pre-show exhibit as soon as you possibly can. And this is something I didn't realize. That pre-show exhibit is not 1, it's not 2, but it's actually 3 rooms. I thought that after the popcorn room, we were going to be walking right into the Disney Vault for, like, the main projection show, but there was an entire third gallery that I didn't realize was there that was still doing, like, all the stuff that I found most exciting about this experience, like giving me all the history, showing me artifacts, giving me, like, just cool museum quality stuff to look at, celebrating the history of Disney animation. But because I was kind of in a rush to get through that room and to get a good spot in the projection room, I didn't take in room number 3. So just be aware, there are 3 rooms in that pre-show. If you're someone like me who's super excited about those exhibits, give yourself as much time as you can to explore them. Not to mention, give yourself time to draw a Disney character. So much fun, free souvenir. And when you actually get to the projection room and the show starts, like, everybody who goes to this is going to have their own unique experience, and they're going to have their own way that they want to experience immersive Disney. And that is the great thing about it. It's very much a choose your own adventure kind of show. But I personally advise you to get up and explore the space. Yes, of course, you have the option, you can pick a bench, like if you're lucky enough to secure a spot on a bench. You can pick a nice, like, spot on the floor to just sit and watch your wall of choice for the entire 53 minutes, but I think it's so much more fulfilling to explore the entirety of the space. See what the projections look like, not just on that big, beautiful, smooth wall, but on the wall that has all of the texture and, like, all of the ridges. I mean, looking at that wall, that's when you get to see crazy stuff like Picasso Jasmine. And walking around the space means that you can also go up the stairs. You can see what everything looks like from a higher vantage point. You can go into the other room that hardly anybody went into. I don't think the first room actually has the bubble machine, so there is that. But if your crowd is anything like my crowd, they're going to gravitate towards that room with the bubble machine, leaving that other room massive and for the most part empty. And just being able to exist in that space with the projections in a generally empty space is a kind of magic unto itself. But there is also a magic that comes with experiencing this with a crowd. And that's another thing. I encourage you, if you go to this show, if you want to dance to the music, because there are all those projections on the floor, and I don't think very many people in my group knew that they were there, because it was really just me running around the floor making the flowers move, and then all the kids and their parents were just watching me like I was the show, which I am. But it could have been a group experience. And, like, that's one of the things that I think is so special about immersive Disney. They are playing all of these wonderful Disney songs, which granted you didn't get to see in this video because hashtag I'm trying to avoid a copyright strike. But this entire experience, it has Disney music, it has projections, it has bubbles, it has all the ingredients for a G-rated rave. And I encourage you to be the person that tries to make that G-rated rave dance party to Disney music happen. Those are my tips if you're going to immersive Disney. But let's get into my actual review of the show. If it wasn't obvious, I had the best time. Although I do have a couple, like, constructive notes, because of course I do. My main thing is that I felt like I was missing a little bit more representation of the early classic Disney animation. I mean, if I was directing my dream immersive Disney experience, just in my mind for an audience just of one, just of Matt, I would have opened up with literally the first Disney animated project from 1923, like the Alice comedies. Then I would have gone into a little bit of Steamboat Willie, allowed that to evolve into the classic Disney animated films like Snow White, Pinocchio, and then, like, have an actual progression. But I'm very much aware that that is what me, the Disney adult, wants to see, and let's call a spade a spade. This is very much geared towards kids and families with kids, bringing their kids to see the show. Like, Disney knows that Disney adults like myself, like the childless millennials, they know that we're gonna go to this Disney immersive show and have a great time no matter what. And I did. But the kids and the families wouldn't have nearly as much interest. Why am I saying nearly as much interest? The kids and the families would have zero interest in seeing the show open with the Alice comedies and Steamboat Willie. So I'm sure that's why the movies that got dedicated sequences in the projection show were the more modern classics like Tangled, Encanto, Moana, and Frozen. One thing that I will say I felt was missing, that would have fit perfectly in the center of that Venn diagram between like what's popular and what's pretentious, would have been a Disney princess sequence. Now hear me out, a classic Disney princess sequence. Because if there is any film in the entirety of the Disney animation catalog that deserves to be showcased in this format, projected 360 degrees around a massive room, it is Sleeping Beauty. Now without going too much into a history lesson that, like, I'll be honest, I didn't do that much research for, Sleeping Beauty is widely and critically accepted as being one of the most visually spectacular Disney films, if not animated films, you know what, if not movies of all time. And this is part of the reason why. Sleeping Beauty was shot in an extremely ambitious aspect ratio. Sleeping Beauty was shot in CinemaScope. So what that means is that the aspect ratio for Sleeping Beauty was 2.55 to 1. It was 2.5 times wider than its height. To give you a little bit of perspective, the normal aspect ratio that we see most things produced in nowadays is generally 16:9, which is like 1.7 to 1. So Sleeping Beauty, it's a really long picture. And if you're roughly my age, like late 20s to mid 30s, chances are you've never seen Sleeping Beauty in its full glory, because like the VHS copies that we grew up watching, and maybe even the first or second runs of the DVDs, those were all cropped. We grew up seeing Sleeping Beauty like this, when in actuality, it was animated to look like this. That is one wide frame, and it is giving us so much depth and so much beauty, because Sleeping Beauty, that I just think it would have been perfect for this format to just be thrown up on those walls. And I would have loved to have seen the Once Upon a Dream sequence blown up against all of the walls in the immersive experience, because if this is a celebration of Disney animation, and I call me old-fashioned, I think the most visually stunning animated Disney film should be given its due. But I mean, this is just me being extra nitpicky. You know, I think anyone who's taken at least one theater class in their life suddenly has that mentality of watching something and thinking, oh, well, this is how I would have done it. No. Start to finish, Immersive Disney is a purely magical experience, and I think one of the most genius things that they did was that the entire exhibit before you got into the projection room was more heavily focused on that classic Disney animation. I mean, you saw me when I was there just geeking out about that beautiful wall dedicated to the Cinderella dress transformation. I think it is so brilliant of them to lean into the historical side of it for the older films, for people like me who are there for the history and there to geek out about the artistry. And then the projection room is more heavily focused on the stuff that's popular now, as I said before, which truly makes it an experience that's great for Disney fans of all ages. So now the big question, is it worth it? That is such a ridiculous question, because every single person's priorities and interests are going to be completely different. So I can't tell you if it's going to be worth it, but I have to ask the question because, like, that's a big part of the clickbait that hopefully got you to watch this video. So, is it worth it? I absolutely think it's worth it. If you love Disney, why wouldn't you love being thrown into an immersive Disney experience? What I will say is just know what you're walking into. You know, this is a 53-minute projection show that's projecting montages of classic Disney films on walls. There's classic Disney music, and there are bubbles. There is no story, there's no character interactions, it is just projections, music, and bubbles with a cool exhibit beforehand. Does that appeal to you? Perfect! Go! The next question, though, if you are going to go, is which ticket type to get, because you have a lot of different options for ticket types. Now, I did a quick scan of the website, and ticket price is going to vary based on when you're actually going, but for the most part, there are 3 different ticket tiers. There's your basic ticket, which just gets you admission to the experience. There's the premium ticket, which is what I had, which gets you admission to the experience, plus, where to go? Plus the light-up wristband, in addition to a cushion rental, and the best part of the package, in my humble opinion, this print. And then there is the VIP package, or maybe it's called the deluxe package, I don't know. So the VIP package comes with everything you get in the premium package, except you get to keep your cushion, not just rent it, plus you also get front of the line privileges and concierge service. I have no idea what either of those things mean. Well, I mean, I think I can figure out what front of the line privileges means. It means you get to cut the line. Concierge service, like, or maybe they take your coat, maybe they give you a drink, maybe you get some of that $17 popcorn for free. I don't know. But what I do know is that even though ticket prices do vary, generally the VIP tickets are running about $45 to $50 more than the cost of a basic ticket, which is just the experience. I can absolutely see that being worthwhile for the front of the line privileges, especially if you're going during a time period where you suspect or you know that the show is sold out to capacity. Because again, this show can fit up to 300 people per performance. You don't want to be fighting with 300 people if you know you're going to be particular about where you want to sit for the show. Now, the premium package runs about $10 more than general admission. That is what I got when I went, and I mean, I'm speaking as though I actually paid for it. Full disclosure, I was gifted these tickets by a friend of mine, Chris Bond from the We Like Theme Parks podcast on the Chip & Co. podcast network. Check them out. They're fantastic. Thank you, Chris. But if I were to have paid for myself, and if I ever go again, I would absolutely go for the premium ticket because it's only $10 more than the general admission, and that gets you this beautiful print. Now, that is a very biased, is it worth it opinion, because for me, this print is absolutely worth $10. I mean, I collect Disney artwork, which I've spoken about on the channel a lot, but I've never actually shown you what's behind the camera. It's my entire Disney art gallery wall. Like, it's really pretty. One day I'll show you. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the print. To me, the print is worth the $10, especially because you cannot buy this print as a regular item in the gift shop. The only way to get this is to have the premium ticket. And as a little added incentive, this was the only piece of merchandise in the entire building that actually said Immersive Disney. Everything else in the gift shop was just generic Disney. But if you want something to commemorate this experience, premium ticket gets you a print. I think it's worth it. And let's not forget that the premium ticket does also include that cushion rental. You don't get to keep the cushion, but like for me, I don't collect seat cushions, so I wouldn't use it outside of the show anyway. Plus you also get the fun light-up wristband. However, if you're somebody who doesn't need concierge service or front-of-the-line privileges, if you don't collect Disney art, if you plan to walk around the space and you don't care about sitting on the floor without a cushion, if this wristband doesn't appeal to you, if all of those added bonuses in your mind are just like, meh, go for the general admission. Because the main appeal of this entire experience is the experience itself. You know, the general admission still gets you that wonderful 3-room exhibit at the beginning. It's still going to let you experience the projection show. And it's the exact same show experience that the people with the premium and the VIP tickets are having. The VIP ticket, it's not one of those situations like at Disney World where you pay an upcharge for like VIP premium seating for, say, Fantasmic or the fireworks. Like, everyone at Immersive Disney is in the same space, seeing the same show. Yes, maybe somebody claimed a better bench, but aside from that, you're in the same room watching the same magic happen around you. So, there it is. My full review of the Disney Animation Immersive Experience. The too long didn't read SparkNotes version of it is, if you like Disney, and if you like immersive, and if you like experiences, you will like this. And with that, friends, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup for One. Where's my teacup? And with that, friends, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup for One. First of all, I need to extend another big thank you to Chris Bond from the We Like Theme Parks podcast for gifting me these tickets. It was such a good time. Thanks again, Chris. And I need to extend the heartiest of congratulations to Lighthouse Immersive for just creating such a truly magical experience. And like I said when I was there, a big thank you for bringing some Disney magic home to me in Toronto. You know, it's just this little slice of Disney that I've been missing since I haven't been able to get to the parks for a while. However, if you are not from Toronto, but you want to experience the Disney Animation Immersive Experience, do not fret, because they have already announced that they are going to be expanding to 9 cities in the US, including Cleveland, Nashville, Detroit, Denver, Boston, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Minneapolis, and Columbus. And I think more cities are going to join that list later on. So chances are you will get a chance to go as well, and I thoroughly encourage you to do so. Now let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of the Disney Animation Experience, and do you think you're going to go and immerse yourself in it? And if you want to be the first to know when I have more Disney-themed adventures this year, or just when I'm doing videos about Shakespeare, cats, Funko Pops. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And if you haven't subscribed already, it is so easy. All you have to do is click on my face. Thanks for joining me again today, everyone. My name is Matt and I have 2 degrees, and this has been the Tea Cup for One. Go away.